Greetings and welcome back to SmartWatchTix.com. Glad you're here. We have a brand new ZEBLAZE ladies sized double strap BTALK 3 GPS. That is really cool because it's tiny, really tiny, and it includes a GPS module, and in testing it works really good as well. You can get this one directly from their store on AliExpress under $30 with an AMOLED screen and an always-on capability. Unbelievable. Really, really good. Check the show notes for a link over here to pick it up. In terms of specs, they outweigh the watch. Here's an overall description highlighting it. A 1.43-inch AMOLED display, always on, 466 by 466 with a 391 ppi and 1000 nits brightness. And did I say it's under $30? Insane. Corning glass, Gorilla Glass, Bluetooth 5.2. Yeah, 300 milliamp hour battery and about an hour and a half to charge it, and it'll just go on and on. In terms of sports features, heart rate, stress level, female cycle tracking, you'll see all that in the review. You got 60 plus different activities, and remember the GPS ones that will give you the distance track include things like running, walking, cycling, those kinds. You've also got more stuff in here, barbells, sit-ups, squats, and even extreme sports are included, rock climbing. Wow. Languages, here they are, supported by the device and the app and message push capabilities too. The app is called Fitbeing. We'll give you a review of that and different watch faces, over 200 of them. And you can enable over 30 of them on the watch itself, meaning it's got some extra memory in there. Materials, 22 millimeter strap, and so forth. And it comes already assembled, ready to put on your arm. You've got a little film that you can take off of it and beautiful curved Gorilla Glass on this. Deeper into the box, you'll find your 2-pin charging port, easy magnetic coupling. It just snaps on the back. Are you guys checking me? Am I 50-50 on getting it the right way? Almost strong enough to hold it, but just make sure you got it lined up when you charge it, either down or up like that. And a regular USB connector here. In the little pouch, we've got a second set of bands that come with this, so you have some options. Look at this sweet one. This is one of those Velcro styles you can wrap around and just connect it. You put it in, and wow, yeah. And I think when you look at the link in the show notes going over to the actual buying page, you can pick out some of the different band combinations. If that isn't enough for $30, you also get a screen protector in here. Be real careful, clean your screen if you need to. Personally, I like it like this. It's Gorilla Glass. I really don't know why I would even need a screen protector, but if you want one, you can put it on here. It comes with it. And then it's got a little manual as well. It says BTALK 3 GPS. Some description of what we just told you for charging. Where you want to put it on your wrist for best biometrics. There's a QR code for Fitbeing, but I recommend you just use the link in the show notes to hop over and download it from the Google Play Store. Your swiping instructions and adjusting, installing the strap. Again, you get 2 straps with this one, and that's it for the English version. Then you go into some other languages. Are you ready to play? Me too. Let's do it. 2 buttons on this one, a little round twirly knob and a button down below. Going to press the upper right one, give it a couple of moments, and ZEBLAZE pops up. I didn't feel a vibration, and it pops into its opening watch face. Now, first, let's take a look at this. Look how thin it is, and it's got a GPS module in here, plus all of the sensors, 2-pin charging. Wow. Wow, microphones there, speakers are there, Bluetooth calling, and of course music streaming. Really nice watch. When we have it in whatever watch face we've selected, and this happens to be a custom face I downloaded from their face store, swipe down will give you notifications sent from your phone if there are any. Both ZEBLAZE and DT number 1 are now adopting the downward swipe to get to notifications as opposed to up. Here, when we swipe up, we get into all of our controls, which are reversed from most other watches. We got a bunch of them too. There's basically a do not disturb or a sleep mode. Now, this is kind of new. You've all known about do not disturb. It's going to silence any activities sending to your device. But the sleep mode dims it down, puts it in sleep mode. You wear it while you're in bed. You won't be interrupted, and it'll still continue to collect all the biometrics on you while you're asleep. This one is the always on display. You can toggle that on and off. We'll leave it on so you can see what the always on looks like when the main screen times out. Overall brightness is right here, and it's super bright. You can easily see it outdoors, and inside it can be so dim you hardly even know that it's on. But if your eyes are night adjusted, it'll work well. We'll run it at about that level for our review. This is your twist your wrist to see the time. We have that on with the always on display. Let's see what happens. Here's a nice bright flashlight. Takes it to full brightness to completely wash out the screen here. You have white, you have a flashing white, and then you have red also as a flashlight. It's not doing an SOS, so you can't accidentally send out a signal if you don't want to. Here's the silent mode. Notice the floating island tells you what it is and what condition it's in. On, off. This is find your phone, and we are paired, so you can hear it over there. Hopefully that'll stop in just a second. And this is the water drop feature that locks the screen up, and you have to hold the crown down to unlock it. So now we don't have any activity. Got a little blue dot up here. You're swimming, you're doing whatever you want to do. There we go, went into the always on mode. And twist your wrist, lit it back up into the regular mode. You notice some of the always on screens are tied to the actual watch face itself. So that's really nice. Look at that. Sweet. But we can't do anything until we press and hold. Keep pressing it. Now listen. You hear that? Speaker. Supposed to turn it down to shake any water out of it. A lot of attention to detail in this one. I'm very impressed. And I think we've covered everything here, haven't we? There's no more pages of this. There's your power level and your Bluetooth connection are mentioned there. We go over to the right. Now we get into all kinds of data. Here's recently used apps. Come on down. Calories burned, step count, heart rate, mood, I think, or stress in terms of biometric stress, heart rate variability, and blood oxygen are there. Last night's sleep time, any workouts you've done, and I did a almost 16.5-mile ride in a car, but I'm calling it a bike path. And then music will play music streaming from your phone here. Those are all canned in here. Each of them will go into a separate location where you can get more information, and we'll visit those when we look at the apps directly. So that was from swiping to the right, swiping to the left. We now get into all these different screens. You've got your step count, distance travel, calories burned. You've got heart rate. It'll go into measuring immediately. If you cover it, you'll get the number. It'll show you your resting heart rate. No other screens at this level. Go another one. You get into all these different workouts that are icon driven, and you can get into that as well by pushing this bottom button here. One more. You got your last night's sleep time with a score. Again, we can't change this screen. And one more, you get into weather. And it looks like this, except it's in your actual area when you're using the cards. If you go into the app, you can see your area or any other cities that you've put in. Now, I put in Shenzhen, that's in China, where these are made. With this one, you can scroll down and see a bit of a forecast as well. And those are all the different things you get into by swiping to the left. So we've covered all of our motions. The bottom right one is where you can activate your different workout activities. If you're doing running, walking, cycling, you can trigger automatically the GPS coming in. It'll lock up, and then you'll get a GPS track of your activity. There, you see it's supposedly catching my heart rate back here. It's attempting to get GPS. Best to do outdoors. Let it settle down and then activate your activity. You can set goals if you want to here, like a time goal, a calorie, or a distance goal if you want. And you can, of course, change your units to fit your needs right from the watch. You don't have to go to the app for all of that stuff. Oh, and more. More will take you into all kinds of other workouts or activities that you want to get into. Bail out of that if you want to. That was the bottom button. Long press on the bottom button does a siren or an emergency call. The emergency call, if you're Bluetooth connected and have it set up through the app, of course, will place a call. The siren, what'd you do? Oh, there you go. Oh, that's sad. That sounds like a kitty cat to me. Oh, anyway, that's their implementation, a siren with a long press on the bottom button. Long press the top one, you're getting into a restart and a shutdown. And oftentimes when we get into the app drawer here, let's go back up to the top, double tap will change the layout, but it doesn't do that on this one. No, it just goes double tap back right to the watch face. While we're on watch faces, before we hit all the apps, let's walk through these. This is one of the specialty installed ones. Let me take you to the beginning. You have 3 stock watch faces. There's this nice one here, and then you've got a round one in blue, and then you have a digital one in green. That's what comes with it, but you can install many, I haven't reached the limit yet. Many separate ones, and I put a few in here for you to see. Here's a nice bright digital one if you want to see it easy outdoors. There's a fun little orange contour. They call that one walking, I think. Here's a nice digital or pointer. Or analog, pointer type with your step count and ticking second hand on it. This is a weird one. 1:26 in the afternoon. Looks like a 7 to me, but funny font. And then plus, now you don't add them here. You have to go to the Fitbeing app, but you certainly can add all you want to it. It works really, really good. We've done everything except come in here. We do have a twirly knob to get through it. You've got your overall activity, which is all the step count stuff. But now, instead of like we saw on the card, you can actually scroll down and see more. And it's showing you little bar charts about how well you're doing in completing these different categories. When you come to workouts, that's where we were, like I said, when you push the button here and make all the changes. When you go to workout records, this is a collection of all of the records of your activities. I've got some walks in here, some bikes in here, because I wanted to check it all out with the app. An example, you get a duration, your heart rate, calories, your MET, and date and time. And all of that data, of course, is transferred over. If you do a walking, you're getting things like duration, your actual track shown here that is on, but you can't do anything with it or bring up a map. Here, you can definitely in the app. Distance, average, pace, heart rate, average, cadence? Okay. Yeah, lots of different categories. 1,400 steps on the button. That's pretty cool. And another 4 METs. So that's all from the workout records. Step count we've already seen. Oh, we haven't seen that. We saw it in the round chart. Here you are showing you the number of steps per hour. Yeah, I powered out so I could get some data on the watch for you with a goal shown down below. Then heart rate. That's the bar chart. It's exactly what we saw. Again, with the green diode down here shows you the range and it'll get you a final number there. Blood oxygen now. That wasn't on one of the cards. And we start this one. There we go. It's going to do a 30-second reading using combination. Can you see of red and green diode? It's kind of looking yellow. But anyway, that's supposedly going to give you a better accuracy in your blood oxygen. It takes whatever time it does, and then it'll give it to you. That sunny little happy face is stress. It's telling me 34. Low to high, I hit stress. It takes 19 seconds to do that one using green diode. My understanding that's based on heart rate variability. Last night's sleep time, there's the stages, broken down in wake, REM, light, and deep. And of course, in the app, you'll see more of a breakout of all of the sleep. Your breathing exercises for inhaling and exhaling. You can change some of these different parameters. fast, moderate, or slow, depending on how fast you're breathing right now and how long you want it to go, 1, 2, or 3 minutes. When you're done, you hit start. I know, we always try to do this. I like to do it so I can test it to see if it vibrates when you're inhaling and exhaling, and it does. There's a vibration along with the visual. So you can start this, close your eyes if you want to, not while you're driving, and do the exercise that way. And it'll run through the whole thing for you. That's your breathing exercises. Ladies, if you have this all set up in the app, it'll tell you where you are in your cycle. Weather we just showed you. You got, of course, now your phone where you have your favorites and recents and your overall keypad that lets you pair to your phone if you've got that set up for Bluetooth calling, and then you could dial a call directly on here. Alarms are here. You can set up alarms. You got countdown timers. You got a stopwatch that looks like this. You can do lap timing. And can we run it in the background? We'll find out. Camera remote, of course, will trigger. If you have the app open, it'll open up the camera on the app once you've given it permission, and you can remotely trigger taking pictures from here. And then the music player. But before we go to that, let's check the stopwatch. Sure enough, it's still running in the background. That's awesome. All right, the music player is here, and this is what the music sounds like, which is representative to how the music or sound will be when you're making phone calls. Okay, this is going to be kind of odd. I have it set up in the music player. When you have it connected, you get all kinds of things, like the name of the album or whatever you're playing. You play a circle that shows you how completed it is, forward and backward, volume control. And here, I can toggle between playing out of the phone or playing out of the watch. It's set for phone right now. I hit this, and you should be able to hear it coming out of the phone. Let me increase the volume a little. So you have volume control of your phone from the watch. There's full volume. I switch to watch here. Now I should have control to pause it and play it. But the sound is still coming out of the phone, not coming out of the watch. And I've lost the ability to control the volume. But some glitch is making it so I can't play it out of the watch, and I haven't figured that out. Just to give you a heads up, it's a bit tricky. After the music player, you've got a thing called a world clock. You can set the different cities you would like to in here in whatever order you want. Shows you the time zone difference from where you are, and you got it all right at your fingertip. Find your phone, we already showed you. Settings for notifications. You can have an unread indicator or not. You can have focus now, which is where you turn on the do not disturb or do not, interrupt you during workouts. You got overall app view. Here we are looking at list or flow, which is basically your round icon version, and only those two. Display and brightness. Slider on here lets you control that. Auto dim at night is a nice feature, so it has some sort of a sensor to let you know it's nighttime. Raise to wake, 2 of them in here, and I do not know what the difference is, but your wake duration you can have for how long the watch will remain active after it's woken up. Overall sound and vibration, speaker levels, silent mode, vibration, crown haptics. Does it vibrate a little bit when you twirl the crown? That's in here. And then your basic general about that this is the BTALK 3 GPS version. Your languages are available: English, Dutch, Italian, and more. Wow, that's Zong? Really? Gotwe? Huh. Okay, very interesting. I don't know what's going on. I guess this is showing the different languages of that language. And it, whoa, almost touched it. Factory reset and shutdown are here. But of course you can shut down by pressing and holding. You saw that. Restart or shutdown is available to you too. Settings is the last thing in all of the app list. And we're back to the watch face and now to the app. Here's what the always-on display looks like for this particular watch face. really fun. They're integrated very nicely. So we are looking at Fitbeing. We've reviewed this before. That's what the thumbnail looks like, what you're looking for in the Google Play Store. Link in the show notes will take you directly to the Play Store to download this, install it in your Android phone. They do have an iOS version for you Apple owners. You open it, and it's going to come over here. I'm just synchronizing it. If you've logged in, you'll have your info there. Otherwise, it's just going to call you a guest. If it's paired, you'll have a little green dot in the upper right-hand corner. And it'll tell you a few things. I've stood for 8 hours. That's great. Reaching my standing goal. And I slept well with a score of 94. This highlights for today. Come down in here. There's a section called Trends, and you have to do this for 21 days, 7 days and 21 days in order to get all these different trends. You're starting to see some develop in 3 days that I've worn this. Standing, daily time, distance, but you don't really get a synopsis of it until you've had it on long enough. Not going to be able to do that. As you know, I go through watches so many times. They would be up to my elbows and beyond if I wore them all for a month. Today, here you go. You got your activity, overall steps, calories, activity time, with a goal of 30 minutes of activity time. Standing per hour and distance are in here. And you can't go into any of these directly. It's just kind of your overall summary. But you do have yesterday. Did pretty good yesterday. And of course, you can go back even further if you want to. Then last night's sleep time. Here's where you get the full broken down chart in terms of your awake, REM, light, and deep sleep. And an overall sleep score. And your sleep stages showing you where you are in what is typical. Okay, I had a high level of deep sleep, which is nice for me. Had some pretty good dreams, too, and the low side of that on this one. But then there's yesterday, day, week, and month. Not sure how I switched back to yesterday, but you can. Probably a calendar somewhere. Anyway, that's what you get now, way more than what you see on the watch itself in the breakdown here. Beyond sleep, you've got your workouts. And again, these are different workouts that I've done. Well, let's try this one. This is a shopping center, and you see, first of all, it draws your whole chart out, and I can tap this to bring it down, right? And it's color-coded for the speed, I believe, that you're moving based on an average of all of them, your start and your end. Just a really, really nice detail. I go into my layering, I can come into the satellite view, and now we've got a perspective that we can change like we do with Google Maps. It's just really, really nice. Very impressed with this. And the GPS accuracy looks pretty darn good. I mean, given that, it's a tiny little watch with a tiny little module in it. But wait, there's more. Check this out. Look at all these different things. We played with the layers right there, but if you tap this one here, it makes it full screen. And this one, now if you're not watching the screen, take a look because you're going to want to see this. This play button here, I can go into a special mode and hit play and watch what happens. It puts it into a tilt mode. It's showing the actual trajectory. Now, as of the walk itself. Down here, it's showing you the distance traveled, the pace, and the duration. So I'm 8 minutes into it, and it's over here. Now it's moving around. So you actually can watch the entire route unfold, color-coded based on speed, and you could also change it to heart rate. There's a mode for doing that, too. And you basically get the entire thing played out right in front of you. Isn't that cool? When it's done, comes back up here. Now I tried sharing it and it does not share the animation, and the drawback of it is once you start it you can't stop it. But I mean, that is way too cool. But that's what you can get, and that's again, cycling, walking, running typically generate those. And here's some more. Yeah, I've been having fun with this one. Yeah, a 0.12 mile. This is around my house, so we're zoomed way in close. And you can see crisscrossing and walking all around there, the duration, pace, Heart rate is covered in there, and you can tap on it and get values at any point. Yeah, I'm one of the best as far as I've seen in terms of tracking workouts and giving you detailed information. And that's in that little segment there. Your basic step count by hour is in here as well. Trends and so forth will show. And calories, your active time, 8 minutes. I'm not sure what all it takes to be active, but it takes more than just getting up and walking around. There's your estimate of the number of minutes you are active at a moderate or vigorous intensity. Got to get up and do more of that. Heart rate chart, 24-hour, right there. And some about information. Resting heart rate now, it computes that while you're asleep and gives you that information. Doctors like to know your resting heart rate for a variety of reasons. Heart rate variability factors into that stress or pressure, sometimes they call it, not blood pressure, but, emotional pressure. There's your range. So you're getting the full-on HRV, and then here you're getting the actual stress reading itself with the goal of trying to keep it low, presumably, unless, you're going to be needing to have your adrenaline going. Blood oxygen readings are in here. 82 to 100, which is nice because you can see some difference. If it's 0 to 100, usually you can't even see the 95 to 99 range, but here you can. And when it's a straight line, it means it switched during that rating period, and you got a couple of different readings. If it's a dot, it stayed the same during that time. Distance traveled, like your step count is here, I guess. Standing per hour. Ladies, if you set this up, you're going to be able to get all of your period tracking information on here as well. Okay, that's everything in the summary tab. The second tab is overall profile. We are guests. We can log in if we want to. You can accumulate medals. It'll tell you about that there. Here's the watch itself. This is where I got into the watch faces, and you have your basic ones. This is my faces, the 3 basic ones, and these are the ones I've installed, and there's room to install more. So I really like it that you have more than one custom face available to you. You can put your favorites in there, and they'll be there. So you can add your own. You can make your own face. You have again the basic core faces it comes with, and then you have all these others. They're in groups. There's not many in each of them. It'd be nice if there were more. They'll probably populate it with more over time. This is like one design, just different colors. They do that a lot. This is wild, all of your astrological constellations, if you want to play with that. And I've seen those before, so they've just modified them for over here. You got punk, classic, function, colors, collisions, landscape, different planets if you're into that. Looks like Earth and Moon, and I'm not sure the rest of them. And overlapping sports and pets, dream house for kids. Yeah, quite a few categories and a few watches in each category. So you can have fun. There's that crazy one I brought up. Even one on subjects for the STEM folks out there. We've got math, chemistry, creatures, or biology, physics, and then English are listed here as well. So kind of fun little new different kinds of watch faces available for you. That's in the face gallery. You can check your firmware, do some general stuff about restart, unpair, all that kind of thing. Notification and music transfer now. You can synchronize your mobile notifications and music transfer. Okay, that way it'll send the titles to the music, I guess, that's playing. And you can read different messages, you can do different things. All of these can be activated in your notifications section. Focus is where you can schedule your do not disturb or the sleep options that we saw right on the watch. Your reminders, your overall display and brightness. You can set all of these things. Night shift is when it will automatically reduce the screen brightness at a set time. So I have my always on display set to go off, and then my night shift to go on for the evening into the next morning. Good controls on this one in both the app and the watch, so you can do it on either place. Find your watch is right here. It's vibrating, and you hear it making a little sound. That's coming out of it. Basic Bluetooth calling and weather, health data measurements. These are things you can turn on or off, depending on if you want them all or save some power. Your different workouts, heart rate zones. Now this is interesting. You got all of these optional zones that you can change if you want to. You can set it automatic based on your age and height and weight and gender and all those things. Or you can modify it and set it to your own liking if you need different measurements for whatever reason. You got SOS, the world clock, and overall alarms that you can set up in here as well. And that is just in the tab for the watch itself. Face gallery, goals, all these kind of things. Here's where you got your preferences for 12 or 24-hour time. Day of the week it starts. Whether you want foot, pound, Fahrenheit, centigrade, all the different things that you might measure stuff in are selectable here. Feedback, settings, which includes different connected apps, so you can output your activity to either Google Fit or Strava or both if you want to. Appearance, follow the system, dark or light. We're using dark here. I like dark for doing the videos in particular. And about your personal information and your login. So really interesting and effective app that they're using on this one. So let's summarize. $30. It's under $30. Keep that in mind. GPS module in here. Always on screen display capability, kind of coordinated with each of the different watch faces that you've got. When it goes out, comes back on, you see, it matches up with it. It's got AMOLED screen, of course, beautiful colors, and it's in a nice, thin, lightweight, long life design with waterproof swimming, shake the water out of your speaker, curved bezel. I like it. I think this is a real winner of a smartwatch. There's the always on this one. Yeah, they've done a nice job. You can put in a lot of different custom faces too, not just one. And you can pick it up directly from their store, the ZEBLAZE official store over on AliExpress. Got a link in the show notes and hopefully a coupon discount for you. Be sure to check there no matter when you're seeing this video. Some people are buying things 2-3 years later than when I put the report out, and I'm still able to get a coupon if they're available. So always check. Use the link below. That helps us out, and use the coupon if it's applicable. Again, under $30. Really can't beat it. The BTALK 3 GPS. That's it for the day, gangs. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Nope, we're not done yet. I want to show you the other band, the second band that comes with it. Velcro. You pull it way out there. You can slide it on and off. Pull it tight. Strap it down. You're good to go. Have fun.